Hello， 你好，我係陳老師。It is now time to learn about radicals. And today we are going to learn about this radical. Who know how to say this word? It is 口, which means, which means the mouth. So it is pretty easy to understand why the word 口 look like this. If you look at that square, it sort of looks like how the mouth looks like when it's open, like right? And the very original form of the word 口 looks like this. So I guess you just have to look at it like a happy face, like a happy smiling face. And slowly people just write it into like a square. And this is how we actually write the word. 一棟 or 一豎 and then 橫豎 and then a 橫 at the very bottom. Make sure we are writing it in the correct stroke order, because to write it properly in the correct stroke order helps us to know how to write it every single time. And when it becomes a part of another word, it also helps us to remember how to write the other words. So let's take a look at some examples of the characters with this radical 部首. This one is easy to understand. The word had, to eat. What else do you use for eating? You use the mouth, right? Let me put myself on the other side so it's easier to control. All right, so had, which is to eat. 吃食物. Like if I want to eat an apple, 吃蘋果. What about a banana? 吃香蕉. Eat a bread, 吃麵包, etc., etc. The next word is the word 句. And the word 句 means a sentence, 句子. So it also makes sense when we have a sentence and we say a sentence and the word becomes a sentence. So everything is about talking and our mouth. This is the word 明, or in the verbal Chinese, Cantonese, we say 名. It is the word for name, like 你叫乜嘢名啊? 我個名叫做 so and so. So 你叫乜嘢名啊? What is your name? The next one is actually pretty funny. So you have two of the 口 on top, and there is the 犬 at the bottom. I usually don't look at it that way. I just look at it like two eyes, all swollen, and then a sad face with a little dot of tears on the at the bottom of the eye. This is a word for cry. 哭. Yep, this is how we may look when we are crying, right? So as you can see, the Chinese radical 口 may be in many different places. It could be on the left, it could be at the top, it could be at the bottom, it could be in the center, and it could be just in the side or just hiding somewhere in the word. As you can see, all of these 10 Chinese characters actually have the radical of 口. Yes, it could be really small. It could be a little bigger. But always remember, if it is the small 口 as a radical, there is nothing inside. Nothing will be inside the 口, as you may see some of the Chinese words that has like a box and there will be things inside. That would not be the 口 radical. It will be another one, but we'll talk about it next time. So, the next part is the practice part. So I am going to show you some sentences And let's see if you can tell me which of these Chinese characters have the 好 radical. I do have to remind you that even when you see the 好 in the Chinese word, it does not necessarily mean that the 好 is the radical, just like how we talked about it the other time. So let's take a look at this sentence. 請問這杯咖啡的味道如何呢？請問這杯咖啡的味道如何呢？ So, excuse me, what does this cup of coffee taste like? What does this cup of coffee taste like? So, can you guess which of these words have the 好 radical? 邊幾個字係有個口字嘅部首呢？ There are quite a few of them, and let me circle them for you. The first one is the word 問. 問. Surprisingly, the outside the door, the 門 at the top is not the radical. It's actually the 好. I guess it makes sense, right? Because when we are asking something, we use our mouth. So this is the radical for this word. But, well, even when we have the word, the 好 right here, that is not the radical. And if you remember, for this word, 好 is not the radical either. The word 咖 and 啡, 咖啡, both have the 好 as a radical. And if you can understand 咖啡, 咖啡, coffee, coffee. So they are just using the sound of coffee and change it into a Chinese characters. A lot of this type of word, or I should say, a lot of words that has an expression, that is an expression word, they have the 好 as the radical too. So, 咖啡, well, I guess it makes sense. When we are drinking coffee, we use our mouth. So, 咖啡, both have this radical. Alright, another word with the 好 radical is the word 味, which means taste. Makes sense, right? And then we have to skip this word 語 and this word 何, which also have the 好 radical because they have another part as their radical. And this last word, which is the 呢, is an expression word. And we do see the 好, which is the radical. Alright, let's take a look at the next sentence. Oh, here is another one. 只有公司員工可以上台嗎？只有公司員工可以上台嗎？ So how many of them has the 好 radical? 有幾多個中文字有口字嘅部首呢？ Let's count together. We have the word 只 with the 好 at the top. We have the word 司 which has the 好 in the middle. The word 員 has the 好 at the top. Oh, another word with the 好 in the middle. 何 Well, this is also the radical. Any more? When the word 好 is at the bottom of the word 台, this is the radical. And of course, we can't miss our 媽. 媽 also has the 好 on the left, and it is an expression word. So all of these words has the 好 as the radical. Funny, isn't it? All right, This is a longer sentence, and let's see if you can find out all the words with the how radical. Some of them are a little tricky. 哥哥和姐姐喜歡去商場買電器。哥哥和姐姐喜歡去商場買電器。So, older brother and older sister, they both like to go to the shopping center to buy electronic devices or electronic appliances. So, there are quite a few words that has the 好 in it, but how many of them has it as the 保守 radical? Let's take a look. The first one. Yep, the two word 哥哥. Yes, we do have that little 好 in the middle, and it is the radical. Tricky. The next word. The word 我 also has the 好 as a radical. Another word with two 好 in it is the word 嘿, and it has the 好 as a radical. This 好 is in the middle towards the bottom. 相, the word 相 also has the 好 as a radical. Any more? How can we miss this word with four 好? Yes, the word 氣 in 電氣. Well, it has four of the 好, so it wins. It is the radical. Before we go, I want to show you some very interesting Chinese terms. Remember I talked about 好, and when we are thinking about 好, we think about making noises and sound. So here are some very interesting terms that has some very interesting meaning. This term is 苦嘴, 苦嘴, and that means grinding medicine. You know, Chinese medicine, they sometimes are like plants, or they could be some kind of like natural things that you can find in the nature. And people who have to make it into a medicine, they have to grind it into like a powder. And this action is called 苦嘴. 苦嘴. This is 魚魚. No. 魚魚. 魚 as in like raindrop. 魚魚. What does 魚魚means? 魚魚 is actually describing a group of elk gathering and chatting. So, a group of 麋鹿喺度魚魚. Yeah, this is how they have a term for it. This one is called 增旺. 增旺. What is 增旺? Oh, well, when people are describing the sound of the bell, 增旺. So they use the sound of wong, 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 and say, oh, this is a bell. 呢個鐘喺度增旺。呢個鐘嘅增旺嘅聲音好大。So this is how we use it. This is called 吸合. 吸合. What is 吸合? 吸合係乜嘢呢？原來呢，以前啲人行路嘅時候呢，佢哋啲衫可能會好長啦。咁啲衫喺度喐嘅時候呢，就會發出吸合嘅聲音啦。你件衫喺度吸合得好犀利喎。Well, we don't have a lot of clothing with a lot of fabric to make the 吸合, but Well, that's what they used in the past. There are more. You may know these two words. It is ngao. Ngao means to bite, right? But what does ngao ngao means? So the term ngao ngao are the sound of some birds. So they're making the chirping sound, ngao ngao, ngao ngao. This is what they say. And here are two words that's pronounced tick tock, tick tock. There are a few meanings of tick tock. One is to yell very angrily. One is to smash, like smash something, like smash a door or smash something onto the ground. But most of the time, people use this word tick tock right now as like a big noise or making some impact. Oh, wow, 呢個人叱咤一時. So this person makes a very big impact in the world. All right, the last one is 哆嗦, 哆嗦. 哆嗦 is the sound when you're shivering, like your nose getting, oh, I'm so cold. Oh, and you say, oh, 你做乜喺度哆嗦啊？我好凍啊！哆嗦，哆嗦。The radical 好 is a very fun one because we can always learn a lot about the sound. And I hope you like today's lesson about the radical 好.